It's a bit chaotic and I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. But I really try hard. My volume wasn't working apparently. I guess one of my mics decided not to turn on or it wasn't connected well. But anyway, I'm working on this quilt. I'm almost done. And I was sharing earlier that I had to talk to my client because I had to change the design. And the reason I had to change the design is because I put this quilt on the horizontal. And the reason I put it on the horizontal is because all those keys, they tend to have a lot of bias and they can create problems. And the less you roll the quilt, the more success you'll have quilting it. So I love piano keys when the look of them, they look beautiful, but they can be a problem for the long armor because if the creator of the quilt doesn't re-sew on the edge, it looks like the quilt, the you know when you sew a seam and it's at the end, sometimes they tend to open a lot. So these open a lot and they create problems for the long armor. So now you can see how beautiful it is. And the neat thing about this creator, this maker, her piano keys are really straight. She also sewed on the edge to make sure that the seams didn't open for me. She did a really great job, and it's been a really fun quilt to quilt, easy quilt to quilt, because it doesn't have so many problems. I have trim off, which it starts to trim off because the design was bigger than the quilt. And also too, one thing that people don't know is even though I measured the quilt and I put the exact measurements for it to quilt, quilt and batting, as it's being quilted, the batting and the quilt draw up or they draw in. So you can lose a quilt that's 54 inches or 87 inches, whatever it is. It can shrink on you and become an 85-inch quilt. It can draw up to 2 inches depending on the density of the quilting. This is not a heavy quilted quilt. As a matter of fact, it's kind of medium to light quilting. But I had to trim off some of the design. Is it done? Yeah. Oof. No, don't do that. I had to cut off some of the design so you see some of the flowers. Hopefully it's showing. Some of the flowers here is cut off because the quilting, the quilt is drew up a little bit. I'm so sorry. I really am sorry. I was trying to do all. I'm not a techie person, but I'm trying. So I really am sorry about the volume on the other video, but I'm sharing exactly the same, and I'm deleting the video that I did early that I just got off on because it's stupid. Hopefully the volume is good. Is it good? I've gotten to a point that I figured it out, but sometimes like I was talking to a client. I was giving her, she's asking me, when is it going to be done? How long is it going to take? Cancel. I didn't even say that. What a jerk. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. What an idiot. Cancel. Save changes. Anyway, I'm trying to save the last video. Okay, here we go. So, no, don't be distracted. Let me take the quilt off. The volume is good. Thank you for letting me know. Hi, Darlene. Let me take this off the long arm. This client is going to come and pick it. I told her that I would have it done by... Yes, I'm back. I'm back and still in... I can't believe my life. Okay, yeah. Hold on. Let me move it there. I'm trying to live my best life. Thanksgiving and the holidays are the hardest for me because you're dealing with a lot of clients and you're also dealing with your family. Oh, what the heck? So you're dealing with a lot as a long armor, and when you work from home or you do what you do, this the pressure's on, guys. The pressure's on, but it's good pressure. It really is good pressure. Someone was it really is good pressure. It's a blessing to do what I do. I was talking to my daughter the other day. I said sometimes like when I used to watch people long arm, I used to be like, let me see. When I used to watch people long arm, I used to want to long arm. And in a sense, people were dreaming my dream in a way, kind of, right? And now I'm living the dream I wanted, kind of. And for a long time, keep in mind, I had the long arm for a long time, and I didn't use it. I kind of get discouraged when I don't use my lasers, but I've been making stuff on the lasers, so I'm trying. And I'm getting better at it. Some people ask me to make them stuff on the subscribers and stuff, but I was so scared to even do that because I don't want to destroy their stuff. There's this lady, she wanted me to do wine glasses because on the laser you can laser glass. Have no idea how to do it, what settings. I think there's also some tape you're supposed to put it on. I don't have any idea. But for a long time, I didn't work on the long arm because I was scared of it. It was so big. And then, I don't know if it's a blessing having your husband lose his job, but it really made me like, it doesn't make money. Like you need to work, you know? Let's see what other quote we could put on here. I'm trying to get as much work done as I possibly can so that I have a lot of late scragglers coming. They tend to come. Here I was doing binding. I have a lot of late people that come and they start asking me if I could do their quotes for them before Christmas. And so I try to get as many quotes as I possibly can by the end of November. And I have a lot of late scragglers. A lot of late. And I get it because I'm a late scraggler. I used to go shopping for Christmas on the 24th because I had so many kids and I didn't want the kids around me while I went shopping. So I would go shopping at midnight at Walmart. That's horrible. Or no. Yeah, I would be shopping 24th. But I also had clients and quotes that I was doing for people, so I didn't have time to go shop. But yeah, let's see. We're going to get there, guys. This is a little quilt. I have a client who gives me a lot of quilts, and I think she gives me a lot of little quilts. You know, these are just quilts that you just want to get done. She gives me a lot. I have 2 of hers. And I'm the kind of, when I work on one client's job, I try to work on all that specific client. Try to get all her work. Even though, like right now, I'm adding a different client's quilt on here. I try to get, because I've noticed sometimes, like let's say, unless something's going on, like I have some clients that they don't give me enough back fabric. So I ask them if they want me to add back fabric, if they want the quilt back so they can add back fabric. It's a whole thing. Let me see what I need batting. All right, you can see what I'm doing here. I want a whole sheet of batting here. And I have clients that don't have batting now. They're having a hard time finding batting. Can you imagine? Because Joanne closed on us. They left us. Joanne, come back, please. So they are, thank God I got batting at Marshall's Dry Goods because a lot of my clients are asking me if I'm willing to provide batting. And so I provide batting now. Isn't that a blessing? Which before I provided batting for myself, not for a client. But now I'm a batting provider. And I get my batting wholesale at Marshall's Dry Goods. And I kind of add like $1 or $2 to the price of the batting. I don't add a lot. So whatever I paid for it, and then I add $1 or $2. And that includes the shipping and the tax and everything. Everything I paid specifically. But I'm providing batting for clients now, which works for me. I also told my clients that they should go to Marshall's Dry Goods and buy themselves a roll. This way, yeah, your guys are gonna, I don't know if you guys want to hang with me and do this little baby one. And then I have some, let me see. You found out you're going to be a grandmother. I would be so excited. My grandbabies are the best. They're the best. They're the best. They're seriously. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to do a sew class with my granddaughter. I want her to inherit my stuff. Because none of my kids are interested in what I do. Isn't that crazy? None of them. None of them are interested. None of them want to do it. But you know what? I think you change when you get older. Maybe. No, I was into sewing ever since a long time ago. I just didn't know sewing could be a business. Let me show you that. I'm going to stitch that down. Girl's going to bring you here. This is going to be, I believe, my 3rd quilt. The reason I could get little quilts done quicker I'm going to use the same thread that I used. All right, I need to also text my client and tell her that her quilt is done so that she could come and pick it up. I'm such a nice long armer. I was like, I'll take it to you. And then I'm like, what are you doing? You still have to work. You have to get work done. You don't have to time to be driving everywhere. I'll drive it to you. And I think I'm like that because I don't like waiting for my clients. They say, some of them say they'll be there or be available at a specific time. And then they show up 30 minutes later. And I don't like waiting for people, so I rather drive it to you, to your house. I guess I have a control issue. This way I control my time, and I don't have someone controlling my time. By me waiting on them. So I told her, if you want, I'll take it to her. And then right now I'm like, you have to work. Hold on one second. But I'm really excited. Look, this is a sweet baby quilt. I have a whole bunch of baby quilts that I'm going to long arm soon. All right, let's see. We got her stretched. We got her in line. I think we need to iron her. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I hope your baby's beautiful. Really do. Hold on. I hope that grandbaby is so beautiful. I was laughing when I got the scans of my grandbaby. Her feet were above her when they did the scan. Like literally she had her feet and she was like grabbing her feet. Like, you know, while she was there grabbing her feet. I was like, oh my God, she's going to be a fun grandbaby. My first one. So I hope it just turns out the way you want it to. All right, in a minute, let's see. Let me start. Get this one ready. foam. I'm looking at the color of the thread that I'm picking. This is a client that lets me pick whatever I want, which is a lot of fun. And so I tend to give people who do that for me, I tend to find the best quilting designs. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. I'm measuring so I know exactly how big she is. 32 and a half. So we're going to put 32. Let me move you here. So excited. Let me go to, how pretty is that? 2 and 3 rows. Let me iron her, and then I could talk to y'all, or I could see what you guys are talking about. Sometimes I was here working yesterday, and I finished 4 quilts, and I was going to go in a live stream, but sometimes I'm like, you know what, just get your work done, Lorena. Because this way you don't have to pay attention to where the camera is, what the camera's doing. You could just work. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to be trimming a quilt in a minute. And I'm going to be, so you guys get to see me wander around, me wandering. And you also see my hair kind of frazzled. Off aspect, off to just, that looked better. It did look better. Right now I'm resizing the design, fitting it. I'm quilting a little bit more than I should be on this little baby quilt, but it's going to be beautiful. Thank you for whoever said, I can't hear you. Thank you for that. Because I would have been chatting for 2 hours. Being stupid. And y'all be like, what's going on? What's wrong with her? Because there is a way where I could see on here, let me move it, where I could see on here that there's volume, but sometimes I'm so distracted with getting the work done that I'm not paying attention to, there's a number bar, up here on my view, I have a number bar that talks to me, but I don't pay attention when I'm busy working, especially like right now, because I have time constraints. I have a client who's putting time on me getting things done. And I am trying to not forget specific things, like make sure you don't have the wrong color bobbin on the bottom of the quilt, because I've done that before. Make sure that the design lines up to the quilt. It's not going off, because sometimes it causes pleats. So I'm trying to make sure, also to make sure that the quilt doesn't have any openings or areas where the long arm could get caught. So I'm really like trying to make sure that, is that an open seam? That there's no open seams anywhere. Make sure that the batting is right, and also too, the back fabric. You don't want to pleat on the back fabric because you didn't pull the fabric tight enough, and then there's a weird fold in the back, and it takes a whole day, hours to fix. I've learned little mistakes on long arming to be so detrimental and can take so much time to repair. So let me move that here. And then I'm going to put this so you can see the long arming. If you shake a little bit. I'm so happy for you. Seriously happy. So happy for you. My husband may be coming in, okay? Hi, how are you? I'm on a live stream. Are you okay? Come on in. Look, this is one of my grandbabies. Say hi. stop, 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 stop. Huh? All right, don't let him scratch you. This is one of my grandbabies. And then I have another one. Hold on. This is another one of my grandbabies. No, no, no. Don't push on her. All right, you guys, I love you. But I'm going to go, okay? I love you. Thank you for being with me.